Hello everyone, this is Eagle and welcome back in Steel Division 2. This time we are talking about a very special division, which is basically the Third Guard VDV. The Third Guard VDV, as mentioned here, actually consists of battle-hardened ex-paratroopers, and it is a special formation founded from the disbanded 8th Airborne Corps. And it did not perform combat airdrops, at least as per what is mentioned here, and it did experience continuous fighting after its formation in 1942. It mainly fought on the Romanian front in the summer of 1944, and it successfully assaulted some of the most heavily defended Axis strongpoints. The game keep going, but by saying that it has very special infantry like the Thessaloniki troops, which has the radar traits that allow them to function properly or to function without any penalties behind enemy lines. And it is supported by Su-76 regiment, and it is considered as one of the best divisions that has infantry force. So that's basically what the game mentions, but I did lots of research regarding this division in particular, and there is a big controversy about this division, at least from my perspective. So first thing first, the VDV actually means Vznoshnya Desantnya Voska, which basically means airborne troops. So that's the Russian word for it, and I hope I got it right. Anyway, this division consisted of 2nd, 8th, and 10th Guard Airborne Rifle Regiment, and it had also the 2nd Guard Airborne Artillery Regiments, among other units. And it did indeed fought on the Romanian front. However, one of the biggest problems in this division in the game is the lack of good long-range weapons. I usually don't get into the armament of infantry because it's a very big topic and it requires lots of time and research as well. But since this really affects this division badly in the game, so I'll speak about it a little bit. So even though that this division does not have proper light MGs, according to historical resources, it should have had at least a reasonable number of SVTs, semi-automatic rifles, and bolt-action rifles to compensate this lack of long-range weapons. In fact, the main weapon for the Soviet airborne troops was actually the Mosin Nagant, and then slowly the submachine guns started to become common by the end of the war. I can see here that the distribution of the weapon balance in this division just don't make any sense, and we will see that once we come to the division configuration, which make this division pretty inaccurate in my opinion. It's also well known that the DB and the DT machine guns are really underperforming in the game. There is also one more point, that the division historically should have had more light tanks, usually T-38s and T-40s that support them on the ground. And of course, I will not get into the fact that the game does not actually implement paradropping. So it doesn't make any sense to have a division labeled airborne while it's actually not performing its main function, which is paradropping. And I don't see the point of having even the radar trait to perform behind enemy lines or to waive penalties behind enemy lines while you are not actually dropping them behind enemy lines. So there are lots of controversy about this division, and I think some people might disagree with me and some people might agree. This division is misrepresented in my opinion in the game. Anyway, this is all what I have about this division. Let's see how did I build the deck of this division. So let me admit it was very hard to configure this division and to build it in a right way. And this is because, as I mentioned, the infantry part here is a bit tricky. Most of the infantry here are good in close combat, but you lack lots of good infantry in the long range side. You can basically only play this division in certain maps, and the division also lacks lots of other things. It lacks proper tank support, it lacks proper support or assault tanks, it lacks light armor. So yeah, so basically I find a hard time trying to set up this division. The infantry though is a bit unique, especially when it comes to the close combat. So anyway, let's go in and see how it looks like. So in the recon tab, we don't have many options actually. We have snipers. I took one card of these, and we have this descent Rasvitka, which is basically also airborne troops, but the availability of these are not so good. So they come only with 2 units in phase A, and then 4 in phase B, and 6 in phase C. So I choose to put them in phase C. And we have the motorized Rasvitka. Not too much choices. This car I didn't like though. It's pretty fast, but it's very weak also. So anyway, this is how I configure the recon tab. Moving to the infantry tab, and we have lots of choices in the infantry tab, but as I said, none of these choices have a good long-range infantry unit. So if we look at this, we have the Disaniki, pretty cheap units, and you can use them in either phase A or in phase C maybe. But they are good in only close combat, as we can see. So I took one card of these in phase A. I also took another card of the Disaniki DT, which has semi-automatic rifle, and it also has long-range weapons. But if we look at this unit in particular, we will see that it has a strength of 7, so it's not pretty powerful unit, given the fact that actually the DTs also are not that great. But anyway, we took one of the Disaniki cards here. We don't have lots of these, only 2 cards, which I used them in phase A and in phase C. And then we have this Starmoviki Rocks, which is a really good unit in flame. It's a flamethrower unit, and it's really good in close combat. So one card I took in phase A, another card in phase A from for the Tanko Disaniki, and then I put the Descent Sabiri in phase B, which is a mix between Sabiri and close combat unit. It also has SVTs, which is makes it good in medium range as well. But again, the strength of the unit is 8, so even the units which has some SVTs or has some light MGs, it has really bad strength, so they are not very useful. But anyway, then I took one card of Starmoviki, which is basically a unit like the Sabers or the Sabiris, and it's good in close combat. It has only one machine gun, DT machine gun. Another card of this in phase B, and then I put another card of the Starmoviki Rocks in phase B as well. As we can see, we have lots of amazing good close range units, but we don't have something really good in long range. Even the Gavardia, which we have here, has only 1 dB 28 machine gun, so they are not so useful. We don't have any other kind of troops. I didn't put a leader here because I actually have most of the units vetted. I think I might have put one in the artillery tab, we will see. Moving to the tank tab, also not too many choices, and the tanks here are pretty bad, which is understood considering the fact that this is an airborne division. So we do have the T-34 1943 and the T-34 1942 model. I use both of them, one in phase A and one in phase B. And we have the Valentine tank, but the problem with it that it is very, very slow. Anyway, not lots of choices in this division for the tank section. Moving to the support tab, we don't have assault tanks here, but we have the support guns in this division. We have 2 cars of them, which I use them both in phase A and phase B. And I use also one of the flamethrowers team. And I used the Maxim team as well in phase A. We have the option to use the Dushka, but I found that the Dushka is pretty expensive. So I used the Maxim instead of it. And we have one commandant that I put, and of course I put one of the support cars as well. Not many choices also. We have also this 38 50mm mortar. Some people use that effectively. I don't like to use it, so I don't usually choose it. Moving to the anti-tank tab, and someone might think that the anti-tank tab in this division should have been good, but in the contrary, it's not that good. It has some units with Panzerfaust or Fosta Patron and some BTRS troops. And the anti-tanks itself, it has the only 45mm and this 76mm, and it has only one card of the ZIS-2 57mm, which is the only gun here in this division basically that can penetrate heavy tanks. So the tank is so the division is really weak when it comes to countering strong heavy armor divisions. You will struggle a lot trying to defeat these divisions. We have the Su-76 anti-tank or tank destroyer units, but these also are not so great in my opinion. I think these tanks work better as support guns than they work as tank destroyers. Moving to the anti-air tab, we have the Zen Art 85mm, which can work really well against tanks as well. So that's why I took one card of these in phase A and another card in phase B. And of course the 37mm as well, I took one card in phase B. In the artillery, not so much great options as well. I have a leader here, and I put the 120mm mortar and one card of the Su-76mm mobile artillery. We have the Katyusha, which someone might want to use, and we have 82mm mortars. And we have as well M30 122mm long-range artillery guns. So some people also might choose to use this. And then we have here one of the basically I consider it one of the most ridiculous things in the game. I mean, why putting a car or an artillery observer just to lay some smokes, while you can actually do this with the mortar? This unit doesn't do anything but just call for smoke barrage, which is pretty funny to me. Of course, I did not select this, and I wouldn't advise anybody to select it because it's useless. And then we have here this good gun, the P4203mm, which lots of guys in the game use it very effectively, actually. You can have maybe 2 of it in phase A, in phase B, or 4 in phase C, and it can be used effectively. And to be honest, if I had the option to take one more card, I would definitely take one of these, because they are pretty powerful, even though they have low rate of fire. But if you take them vetted, you will have 5 rounds per minute, and 2 units of these in phase C. So that's more than enough actually to do lots of damage to the enemy. But anyway, I didn't take this. Moving to the air tab. We have some choices here. I choose to take the IL-2 M3, even though it is a bit slow, but it comes with lots of availability, so that's why I like to take it. So and it's also not that expensive, so I took one of it in phase A, 1 card, and then I took 1 card of the Yak-90, and then another card of these IL-2 M3 anti-tank planes, which, as I said before, these kind of tank busters now are not performing well in the game. I hope they buff it soon, because this is your only defense against heavy tanks when you play with a division like this. It provides great support, but in my case it didn't or it doesn't even do good in other divisions. Hopefully we can see a buff for these in the next patches. The IL-4 heavy bomber, I used 1 card of these, and then I put the IL-2 37mm basically to have it to support my units against tanks, because as I said, this one will not be sufficient enough to support. And that's basically it. That's how I configure these. There is also the IL-2 M3 Napalm bomber, and I noticed also that it became very ineffective. I think lots of work need to be done in balancing these brains again and make them at least a little bit effective than they are right now. And that's it. That's how I configured this division. It took me a while to figure it out, and the next game is going to be really interesting. It's very fast-paced game, and it's really a nice game. So let's jump in and see how did we do with this division in the game. So everyone, this is the game. I'm playing on the left side, of course, with the 3rd card VDV, and my opponent is one of the good players. He's Badgerjelly, and he's playing on the right side. And as we can see here, he did an interesting start by deploying artillery on all the front. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, let's see how the game went with this kind of deployment. We both deployed our units, so let's see how we can or how the game actually went. Okay, the game started. He's playing with 12 Tartalic, and he started by deploying a recon plane, and also lots of heavy artillery, as we can see, which makes me think that I might have been able actually to push fast if I have or if I had a good armor division. But unfortunately I was playing with the Airborne, so I didn't have that choice. Also not too much great recon units. Anyway, he's playing as Maverick, one of the incomes that really need balancing in this game. So let's see. He started right away deploying heavy artillery from the start, targeting my anti-tank guns. I tried to attack this, but this one is very fast, the BF-109, and it has very strong speed, or very good speed. At least I was able to pin it down, but I did not, I was not able to destroy it. He kept firing his artillery, spamming artillery from the start of the game. And I was able to take one of his fighters. He sent another one. These fighters are not so good in terms of agility, so they have really bad turn. But also my Yak-90 is somehow affected or damaged. Man, these spamming artillery is really something that is funny. Now I started deploying mortars as well. And I'm trying to advance here just to take advantage of the fact that he is not moving forward while he is playing on the Maverick. But the problem that his artillery hurt my units so much, at least the ones which are defending this city. So I am trying to advance in this side. And finally I was able to destroy his units here. On the north, nothing is going on other than the fact that he has lots of artillery firing everywhere. He has a large number of infantry here also. I'm now trying to target his artillery using my mortars. The rate of fire of this gun is pretty good. So this is now an artillery game. Let's see who wins the artillery fight. He seems to be prepared since the start with good artillery units. Pushing some light armor, T-70. Okay, I was able to destroy one of his artillery units, one of his mortars. And here I'm also targeting his back, 75mm. He sends large number of infantry units now. I'm trying to advance here as well. But even though I have good close combat units, he also have these. He has close combat infantry. He now deploys 3 fighters at once. Wow. He has been stacking fighters. His fighters are pretty fast also. And I lost one of my fighters here, the Yak-9T. I'm doing a good push in this side. I got this flag and I got that flag as well. He's pushing one Stug. Now he started targeting my mortars using his artillery, but at least he will be busy not firing on my units. And he started also deploying anti-air. Finally, I was able to destroy this anti-tank gun. He was able to destroy one of my mortars. Pushing one Fokker Wolf, medium bomber. He was able to get control of this flag. And I'm gonna suffer in this game because I have the lack of proper long-range infantry units. That is something I know. So let's see if I can push further. And there are lots of open area in this map in particular. 13 flag to me, 11 to him. So far the north front is a bit calm. Most of the concentration is on the southern front. We now entered phase B, so he has the advantage. Wow, that's lots of off-map artillery. He relies much on the artillery, as I can see. He also deploys good anti-air. And he has 3 fighters. See this? Tons of off-map artilleries, wow! Big air battle here. Again, I lost my Yak 90. To be honest, this was unnecessary because my units here are not that much. Let's see if this is going to make a difference. Now I started deploying anti-air, lots of anti-air to counter this air spam from his side. Also, an artillery battle is going on. He already lost one of his artillery units here, and I'm targeting the other. I've also started deploying my mobile artillery, but I'm losing planes heavily. He has large number of planes. I'm almost trying to neutralize his artillery. Let's see if I will be able to do it. I only have one mortar left, but I have lots of mobile artillery coming to this side. Again, he fires here on basically empty ground, so he lost this artillery. I think it might even affect his advancing unit. This division Tartalik, which is a Hungarian division, has also good infantry in terms of long range and medium range as close combat as well. So now 12 flag to 12 flag, he actually operates in his best phase, the phase B, which has the best income, and I think he's saving lots of income. He's trying to advance to take this flag. So far, most of the fighting is in this front, south and center. And I am deploying now lots of anti-air just to control this front, because he's pushing hard now. And he uses lots of off-map artillery, as we can see. He relies heavily on the artillery. This is becoming interesting now, since he's pushing hard to using or leveraging the Maverick income. He lost his tank here thanks to this Ziz 257mm. Again, he fires his off-map artillery on an empty ground. But here he has good effect on this area. I'm not sure what he's trying to do exactly here. This is a mobile artillery. I don't think it will be any useful. So he's gonna lose this plane for sure. Yes. This was a failed attack. He's pushing large number of spammed infantry and tanks on this side, and he has the support of the off-map artillery as well. I don't have much troops actually to defend against this attack. We still have some long-range artillery as well. Another off-map. This is going to be bad. I'm trying to target this large number of concentrated tanks, but I lost sight. One of the funny things about this game that you lose sight while you are on top of the tank. I mean, the tank is literally moving on the road, but you lose sight. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I'm pushing anyway anti-tank destroyers. He now pushes hard. He has 14 flag. Not sure he's trying to do what with this plane, trying to attack the Su-76. But of course, I still have good anti-air. And he loses his stog here. I'll see the number of and the amount of infantry he's pushing now. He has a large number of infantry. And he's also trying to push on the north front. So he leveraged all in his income now. Again, I lost sight. He's losing his marders here as well. But he's deploying heavy artillery. Finally, this stock is gone. This marder is gone as well. Pushes large number of infantry here. Let's see if we can destroy this marder as well. Yes, he lost most of his tanks. Destroyed also one of his off map. The main problem that he has large number of infantry in this side, which making him winning a large number of flags, 15 flag to 9. Also large number of off-map artillery. And I basically don't have any long-range infantry, as I mentioned, so this is a bit of a disadvantage to me. But anyway, I'm trying to dislodge him from this area. It will be a very tough fight. Heavy fight in this side. See the amount of infantry here. I mean, these are all disheartened, cheap infantry units, which you can just spam them. One also of the game main flaws that you can just spam these units and they will just keep running everywhere. But so far he is spamming them in this area to have control over the 2 flags, and now 16 flag to him 8. Let's see if I can do something about it. So at least I was able to defend here a little bit, but not sure if I can hold. I still need to push here also. So I'm pushing air unit. The Yak 90 suddenly just turned, I don't know why. But he loses the tank buster plane anyway. Still trying to counter his artillery. I have done good, destroying large number of his artillery, but still he has some of them. And I'm pushing so hard, trying to regain control of the flags. Not sure if I am gonna be able to do it because he has large number of troops on the ground. While these are very cheap units, but you have large number. He has lots of them basically. He has also off-map artillery here. Wow. I don't know how many off-map artillery this division has. Seems a lot. Trying to destroy this Stug, and yeah, it's gone. The problem with my units here that I don't have proper long-range infantry, so it's getting tough to attack these infantry, even though they are cheap, but they have long-range weapons. So he's pushing hard now with everything he's got. I'm trying to target his fighters as well. He lost his fighter here thanks to the anti-air. But I don't have much time since he has lots of large number of flags. Let's see if I can make a difference. He's trying to push here as well. He lost lots of his artillery, however I am trying to destroy this artillery. I mean, he spammed large number of infantry and troops moving forward. I have destroyed huge number of these units, but still he has more. So this is becoming hard now. And I don't know if I have the proper time to compensate against this. He loses his units here and I gain control of the flag, but also I still don't know if I have the proper time. Now it's 14 to 10. I started to regain control on the ground. But I don't think I have the time. Okay, trying to attack his stug here. Yes, he lost his stug. He lost most of his air units as well, thanks to the anti-air. Again, he pushes large number of cheap infantry. Yeah, only 1 minute 30 seconds left, and I don't have much time. I think if I had more time, I think I could have pushed a little bit further. But with this amount of spammed infantry, I don't think I have a chance. I regain control of this flag though, and I am about to push back in this side as well. And here, I'm not sure if I can do something. He lost also his fighter bomber. I lost my units here. I am pushing hard, but I don't think I have a time. I think if I had more time, he already lost most of his units. But unfortunately, the time is not on my side in this case. He did a good attack in this game. He did attack fast using or leveraging the Maverick income. Let's see the stats. Okay, so I had actually more kills than he did, even though the kills seems pretty close though. And that's because he actually pushed large numbers of units on the ground, which made him lose a lot. But at least he was able to achieve the objective here. But also, the VDV actually, as I mentioned, it lacked a very important piece in the infantry units, which are the units which has the large or the light MGs or the long range units. Let's see here. So this is basically my kills. So Yak 9T was able to destroy his fighter at the start of the game, I believe, and here I used also the bombers to destroy some of his anti-tanks. I tried to counter his artillery from the start using mortars, and I was successful destroying large number of his artillery. And as we can see, he lost large number of fighters thanks to the Yak 90 and also the anti-air, as we will see later. The IL-237 really did a great job destroying large number of his tanks. And as we can see also, this Su-76 tank destroyers. Okay, nothing here is unusual. The rest of the kills, I mean, some bombers and some tank kills. In the losses, let's see what did I lose the most. So I lost a couple of light tanks here, thanks to the Stug. And as we can see, the artillery spam did most of the killing here. I lost a large number of infantry. I also lost lots of units thanks to the fighter bombers, the Fokker-Wulf. Mainly the artillery and the off-map artillery did the most of the job on his side. Stug 3 destroying some anti-tanks or tank destroyers here. Yeah, mostly the field battery or the off-map artillery did all the job on that side. But good game. Badger was able to push hard using his infantry and using supported by the artillery and the off-map artillery. Maybe if I had more time, I would have been able to balance the front again, but who knows. Anyway, thanks everyone, and hope to see you in future games.